Pate State Speaker Series rolls on. Atypical setting here, football in the hand, because we got a starting quarterback in our midst. Tyler Van Dyke, Miami quarterback, is actually going to toss it with us a little bit. It's going to look a whole lot better than that. It's pouring outside right now as we're throwing in the indoor facility, and you guys have kind of been back and forth. It's summer workouts right now. It's post-spring. What's the vibe in the building like right now?
It's actually very, very good. Our culture has been the best since I've been here. Guys are putting every ounce of effort into the workouts, into watching extra film, extra meeting time. So guys just want to win, and we were sick of last season how it went for us. So guys have just kind of turned the notch to where it needs to be, to that Miami culture. So, and it's been good.
It's interesting, man. Like, the coaches talk about that stuff, but a lot of the players around here have talked about that too. Everyone wants to be a leader. You got to be one of the dudes playing to typically be a dude that someone's following. You're obviously in that position. You're starting quarterback. I mean, what did you look at after last season and say, I got to do this. I got to be this dude. I got to take the reins right here?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, being the starting quarterback, you got to be that main leader of the team. You got to get guys under you to kind of have that same leadership role as I do. I think we're returning a lot of guys, a lot of veteran presence, leadership. So I believe that's going to help a lot. I mean, you got Cam Kitchens, James Williams, Kobe Young, brought in guys like Matt Lee, Javion, who are all leaders as well. So I think having a group of those guys is definitely going to help us succeed next year.
Last year, I mean, it's tough to watch from the outside. I imagine it's infinitely tougher being a part of it on the inside. When it's going on, and yet you're kind of coming to work every day, you got to keep your nose down. What's the energy like, and how much of it is you looking at it saying, you know what, we can get better, but there are probably going to be some pieces we got to wait till next year to get? Like, how do you manage that as a player?
Yeah, I mean, it was tough all last year. After the A&M game, I feel like we kind of soaked our heads a little bit after that, knowing we could have won that game, and it kind of led into the next week and then weeks following. So, yeah, definitely. I mean, we weren't looking forward to this year yet at that point, but we were just still trying to work every day, but it was definitely a tough environment. Just losing games after games. And we're a winning team. Like, the way we practice, the way we train, we're winners. So the way it went, that's not us. So yeah, bringing in guys to help us out is definitely a big piece in what we need. Up front, O-line, D-line, outside. So yeah, definitely. It was tough last year, but bringing in those guys for this year is definitely going to be helpful.
We came in last year, I always call summer preview magazine season. Your face was on the cover of a lot of them. Your face was also on top of a lot of draft boards. And last year just didn't go the way anyone wanted it to. And you want to win here, but someone like you knows you may have a future at the next level. I guess compartmentalization is the word. Like, how hard is it to compartmentalize that stuff when you know, hey man, things aren't going the way I wanted. This season may not go the way I want. It may impact my future. Like, that's real world grown up stuff, and you're sitting here in college having to deal with that.
Yeah, definitely. It is what it is at this point. But I've been working my butt off every single day with this team. It's all about winning. When the team wins, everyone around here has success. So we've had a good mindset about that. We've talked about it in player-led team meetings. So yeah, it was definitely tough last year going through all that. But I know what I'm capable of. I know I'm at that level. With all the injuries last year, it hurt us. I was injured. We had a lot of guys up front injured, receivers, and the defense. So it was just a tough year with everything that was going on.
Well, that's what I was going to bring up to you. So when you talk to a lot of like our NFL draft guys on the CBS side,
right,
they talk a lot about 2021, the dude we saw is the same dude everyone who put you on the cover of those magazines saw, the same dude a lot of general managers and front office guys in the NFL saw, and he's a guy who's going to play on Sundays. And then last year happens and you got the injury stuff, and that also bleeds into scouting reports. And so people come into 2023 understandably kind of sitting there saying, I wonder like who the real Tyler Van Dyke is. Now, inside your mind, I'm sure you got very little doubt about what you're made of. How do you translate that into delivering that message to people this fall, though?
Yeah, you know, just be myself. One of myself, I'm a good player, you know. I think I can do what a lot of guys do. Yeah, just the way it went last year, I understand that people are putting me way up there. I mean, all that stuff doesn't matter. It's all what I know it is. So, but it's all about winning, like I said before. That's when the team wins, that's when player success comes. So.
We got a big building, man. No one else is in here. Let's actually check out some more of this facility.
Yes, sir.
So we're talking about 2023. This little hallway right here is about legacy. I mean, these are all the dudes who have been drafted out of Miami. They have started a game in the NFL, and it's like a who's who. This is like a documentary wall, basically. If you kind of grew up watching the Canes, you play here, you know all these names. You see some of them at practice, I would imagine. You've got your mindset on 2023, but ultimately you're gonna leave a legacy here. What does it mean, man, when you read these names, when you're around these names, to know what that logo right there has meant?
Yeah, it definitely means a lot, you know, to leave a legacy here. I mean, we got guys like Michael Irvin, Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Steve Walsh. The list goes on and on. So just to leave that mark here, that legacy is definitely a big deal here. It's one of the top overall programs in college football has existed. So it definitely means a lot to leave a legacy here.
What is it gonna mean for the group that ends up being the catalyst to get the U back to being a national title player, conference championship player? Because you look at all the great runs that are happening right now. Bama's been on one for a long time. You got Georgia on one right now, and it's great if you're riding the wave, but someone started the wave. And you guys could be a team this fall, if things go right, that are looked back on as you kind of started the wave, and then everyone got to ride it. I mean, that sets you up for life. You go to the NFL and play, and it doesn't matter. You come back here 20 years from now, it's Tyler Van Dyke. He was on that team in 2023 that kind of started the run. I mean, that would be pretty special.
It would be special, and we have the guys to do it. We have a great group of guys, just talent-wise. If we put it all together, I think we really can be something special, and that's our goal this year. Just to, you know, leave a mark on this 2023 season and kind of bring Miami back into college football.
What's funny is we got all these names here, but there's some open boxes at the very end which are reserved for possibly names like you down the road. We'll head to the locker room. Let's talk about what it's going to take to get your name in one of these boxes.
Yes, sir. Sounds good.
All right, so we're here in the locker room. Last thing you see before practice, last thing you see before a game. When we're looking towards 2023, you got team goals, but you personally, what are you working on? What do you have to take to the next level?
Yeah, personally, my goals are to become more mobile. I've been eating healthier, doing more speed work, stretching out more, just taking care of my body better than I had been in the past. Because my body takes me to the next level. So those are my goals for this year.
A lot of times when people are talking about mobility, they're thinking about mobile quarterback, run 60 yards a game. But you know, we were talking to your new offensive coordinator, and he's pointing out plays in the spring game where just a simple rollout, extending the play, no sack, -14, instead of pickup of 10, even that kind of stuff, that could change games.
Yeah, I'm very capable of that. You know, I'm not going to be the quarterback that runs for 60 yards and scores all these touchdowns on my feet. It's all about extending the play, getting what I can get to move the offense when things aren't there.
So we come out of spring, we got summer workouts and then fall camp in a couple of months. What are the overall team goals? What's the team focus, and what will determine whether this 2023 group succeeds or not?
Yeah, I mean, the team goals are just coming together, staying together, you know, creating a better culture, which we have so far, creating that self-accountability throughout the team. Just the leadership in general has been a lot better this year, and it's only the summer, so we just got to keep that moving forward, and if we stay together and have that team culture throughout the season, we'll have a good season.
Tyler Van Dyke, we appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
You absolutely have to have it. That's when you catch the ball over the middle.